Okay, and welcome back to episode 4 of Combat Command: Bessarabian Nights, the ladder game. This episode's gonna be a little bit different to the others, mainly because when Doug and I played through this game, I neglected to have the audio turned on, and so we have a lovely video, but absolutely zero audio. So obviously it wasn't too compelling watching or listening. So what we're going to do now is we've got the log. Fortunately, Doug had kept the log, and we're going to play back the log and give you a blow by blow as Doug here, who's in control of the log, steps through the log. All right, Doug, did I capture everything there?
Yes. Well, yeah, and I have a request for our many followers here on the banter that enjoy our Combat Commander playthroughs. Um, if you can, in the comments section below, give us some input because Mark and I have talked about it. Our banter in a log file as we step through is going to be different than when we did it live. And I'd like to hear a comparison of the two from the viewer's perspective. Is it more compelling? Is it more exciting the first time Mark and I are doing it? Obviously, we're having emotional reactions. Or is it better, with this one we're about to do? After you kind of give it a fair shake, I'd love to hear the followers' comments on that. So I'll say that. All
Yeah,
right, are
this
we
one's
ready to start stepping through? You want to
yeah, we are right.
maybe kind of let's give a little bit of a where are we in this at this point? Um, we're at turn three. I'm 10 points ahead. Uh, should we talk about the hidden objectives maybe?
Sure, yeah,
Since
yeah,
we know
uh-huh.
what's going to happen.
And since I
If
listened to the
I think
videos, apparently you did you checked out the videos and you discovered my hidden objective. Apparently, Doug.
apparently I'm telling you by accident. I love watching our videos. I was telling Mark the other day, I laugh harder watching our videos after they're recorded than I do while I'm recording them. It's just funny.
That's because he's
Um,
crying during the
and
games.
Yes, exactly. I'm looking for that napkin to clean up my tears. But yeah, and you know what? That's the whole goal of these games. It's just to have fun. So clearly,
Right.
Mark and I have fun. This whole battlefield banter is a labor of love. So at this point, from my perspective, and I'd like to hear yours, Mark, I was thinking, okay, I'm 10 points ahead. I've got three of the objectives already because I just took two. You may recall, viewers, at the original setup, I completely screwed up in that I had most of my guys over here, right, protecting number five, and I was going to go for 4 and 1 when I should have set up over here near number two and set that up as my base of defense because I had the secret objective number two worth two VPs. And then later, I didn't know this at the beginning of the game. I think Mark has the same objective. I accidentally saw that while I was viewing the video. But at this point in the game, I'm 10 points ahead, and I know I have two VPs in the bag. So after I took objective two, I'm trying to burn cards and trying to think of ways. Okay, how can I get some units up here to number three and then get to the sudden death time check? If I have all five, I would win. That was kind of my thought process at this point of the game.
Yeah, yeah. So if you recall, if you'd seen the earlier videos, I'd lost two melees dramatically with rolling a double one on the first one and a double two on the second one. So I was in rough shape. That's why my push on the top of the map there came to nothing. I think that's where the melees were. And I was looking at this and thinking, well, there's only 2 turns left, and then sudden death starts. Doug is 10 points ahead. He's actually got four, not three, four of the five objectives. So things weren't looking too rosy for me. But Combat Commander being what it is, I was plugging away. I think he was down one leader. Was that right, Doug? Down to just one. Yep. But then your hero
Yeah.
card popped up. It's still in there with a fighting chance, but. That's it was not looking too good at this point for the
Yeah.
Russians. All
Yeah,
right.
as I was sitting here on my end playing, I was feeling pretty good, which
Hmm.
for me, when I'm playing Combat Commander against Mark, is a rare feeling, let me tell you. But I'm always painfully aware that Mark is frankly one of the better players I've played on the ladder. And that's why I love playing practice games with Mark because it improves my game against my actual opponent. Granted, I play the other side, but nevertheless. All right, are we ready?
Oh, we're
Should we
ready.
start
Yes. Yeah.
clicking through?
Yeah. So it's my
All right,
turn.
here we go. Well, I think it is your
Hmm.
turn.
And yeah.
So why don't you take the lead in describing your cards?
Right. So I've got this. I just played this advance card. I do have in my hand another advance card. So my plan is to sneak up onto into um, Bierman. Is it Bierman? Yeah, here. So I'm going to advance here. I've got another advance, and if when I do get here, I'm expecting Bierman to fire back. Well, I've got a recover card. What I don't have is any ambush cards at this point. But I'm just gonna, you know, I've got a fairly powerful stack, and so I think I just have to go for it and hope that I'm going to get something out of this next melee. So that's my advance, and that's actually the end of my turn. Then I just draw up, and then it's back to Doug.
Yeah, and so I was sitting here, I saw Mark play that advance. In my hand, I don't have any ambushes. I got nothing. I got a couple, I got an artillery request, artillery denied, and I have an advance, but I'm thinking I don't want to melee him because I don't want to leave number two and then have Georgie come in behind me and take it back. That would be a problem. So let's keep clicking forward and see what we actually did. So let's see, there's your draw up. I then played a fire card. So I had Bierman here, fire, because again, my goal is to start burning cards. So I think what I did is I had him fire. Yep, there you go. You see, I targeted the Katrina hex because you've got, let me move my hand here a little bit. You've got Katrina, the crew, and the crew. So that's going to burn 3 cards. Let's see what happened there. I played a sustained fire because I've got a machine gun in there. Um, and then I drew an 11.
They all get broken. They
There
all
they
broke.
are.
Yeah, crew, two broken
Green.
crews and a broken Katrina.
Yeah. So not a good result there because I then rolled another. Um, I rolled again for a 16. So I think I did split the attack. Yep. And then you had to roll, right? You rolled there,
Oh,
got a
that's
suppression.
you had sustained fire plus hand grenades on your machine gun attack. That's right. That's why it was so
Yeah,
high. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I did split it up.
Right. So I was
So
fairly
then I
lucky
got a
here to get away with not losing a crew. He was just suppressed.
yeah. And then
And oh right, and
you had
then
the fourth
there
card.
was a casualty, and one crew
Yep.
he was eliminated or reduced rather to and a leader Vasily came on,
Yeah, exactly.
who was
And
to
then
feature greatly in the battles to come.
and here's where it got interesting.
Oh yes, this is
I
the
got too
Luger
smart.
incident. Yes.
The Luger incident, right? Sergeant Bierman decides to take a Luger shot at this same stack, which again has 3 broken units in it. And you had drawn the force card. I kind of went over it quick, where your leader, who was broken, broke again, but then somehow stayed alive. Right? I
Right,
can't
because
remember the specific.
the force guard here, the leader Vasily, is a one figure and is less than the crew that
Less than
was
the
there.
crew,
Right.
exactly.
So the
Yeah,
crew goes away and is actually placed up here in the top right, and is replaced with the leader, and
yeah,
there's no
and that
casualties
was to
yet
have
or
an
no
effect.
VPs.
That
Yes.
was to have an effect later.
Hmm.
So here's the famous Luger shot. I draw 7, right, which I think ultimately is 3 card flips. So
Hmm.
watch this. So there's the first card flip, a 9. He survives, no event. Here's the second card flip, a sniper, right? Where's
Oh
he draw the
dear.
sniper?
Right
Right there
here.
on the hex. Up. Yeah, that was not good. So he broke the squad, right? And then it gets worse. He draws an event on the next one. The event was battlefield integrity. Gain one VP for each of your opponent's eliminated units. You want to bring up the eliminated track and show the viewers?
Yeah, I can't show it right on the tool, but I think it was only two. There's two units there, so two VPs. So yeah,
Yeah.
it contributed, and given the closeness of the game, as you'll see, it probably was. Yeah, it was important. Yeah.
Yeah. All for a Luger shot where I tried to burn three more cards. Not the best move. So there was the two VPs. Now it's down to eight. That completed the order. I draw up, clean the board. You played a recover card. Let's see
Right.
how that worked out across the board.
So up
Your
the up.
guy up north does well.
Hmm.
And then in your major stack there, what happened?
That was a step.
Yeah,
That was a
there was an
stealth.
event with a
Oh,
blade.
the blaze. The blaze happened here, and it forced this guy to move out of the way. So that's what that was.
Yeah. But I think you ended up recovering two of the folks in the stack.
That's right. That's right. You can
And
see
then you're
there
drawn up.
the crew is still suppressed, and but my
Yeah,
leaders are back in
exactly.
action. Yeah.
Yep. So I go through a discard. I draw up. You then place well, you didn't
Right.
play
Right.
in advance.
Yeah. I'll. Shall I talk through my turn stack, or do you?
No, you can
So,
well, we're
yeah.
just bantering back and
Right.
forth. There's
So
no rule set here.
so so the advanced card. Yeah. I think these guys here are going to do the are going to go for it because even though I've got a broken unit here, I do from the broken guy here. Things looking pretty good. So there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So that initiates the melee, which, as people may remember, doesn't get resolved immediately. It's on the next German turn.
Right, and then I remembered
Um,
that one more thing. I had a route card in my hand. So if you play, so then I tried to route the broken unit out of the stack here just to
there it
improve my
is.
odds, but it didn't happen. It didn't
Yep,
happen this time. So it
that
was
was a good play.
right, right.
Yeah, there's the route card.
Oh, sorry, it did happen
You
this time.
rolled an
This time,
11.
yes, it did. So he was going to
Oh,
move two to the right there. Yeah.
well, and this is where, and we kind of screwed this up when you made the route, right, which resulted in a route time event. You depleted your deck at the same time.
Oh yeah,
And as
yeah, a
I
little. Yeah,
recall, when we
right,
were playing live, we didn't notice that.
right, right.
So you're going to see a bunch of crazy stuff here in the log
Yeah. So
because I think,
what Doug does is he gives me back the initiative card to re-roll that, and then we find out that that I haven't I have to, then I do the time
yeah,
event. So it wasn't this time, Doug, that we messed up. Well, we missed it. It was the next. It was the the melee, a
we
subsequent
messed it up
melee.
in the log.
Yes, yes. That's coming up, I think.
I think you're right. Um, so let's see. So what happened here? I think we were just moving them out to see what the heck was in there.
Well, so what
Oh
happened
no,
there?
I had to move out. Oh yeah,
What
that's right.
happened?
You routed me off
Right, and gained
and
the
I had to
initiative card.
go. Right.
Right. So Doug rolled an 11, didn't like that, gave me the initiative card, and then, as so often happens, rolled a 10. So
Yeah.
the guy had to move out the Volksgrenadier with even with well, maybe you rolled it was 6, 7, 8. I'm not sure why you would only move one.
Well,
Yeah. Anyway, you had to move out of the
well, because
stack.
I had the cover. I had the cover
Of t-
and I had the leader.
Leader's broken, isn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
he just broke because you ambushed me. Let me go
Oh,
back a
I
little
see,
bit.
I see. Yes, that's right. That's why the leader at
Yeah,
the time of the
I went a
route.
little too
Yes,
fast.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So he routed one away. That was still your turn. Then it goes to my turn. Immediately resolve the melee, and your first card to play is an
Is
ambush.
the ambush, right? Right.
Yeah. Then I played an ambush.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, so the viewers know, we got a stack there that is broken crew, another crew, and a leader, I
Yeah,
think.
I'm showing it
And
on the screen
then
here. Yeah, it's Bierman, broken crew, but I don't think I haven't applied my break yet. So if you scroll forward, you'll see which unit I break. I eliminated the crew because he was only
Yeah, yeah,
contributing. He was contributing zero to the battle because he was broken and suppressed. So the crew goes away,
correct.
and then that leaves the.
Crew went away, which yeah, which gave me 2 VPs, that we added at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let me keep clicking. Yeah, there's the 2 VPs. Uh, and then I forget. Oh, so then I guess you rolled again, another event
This is
was a
the this
breeze.
is
Or no,
this
that's just
this is this is Doug.
oh, that's your 11.
This is the melee roll, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
So you 7 added to your 4 got you 11. I roll a 3. Um,
That's your
so
melee
there
roll.
I kind of temporarily rallied him to figure out his value of 2 doubled to 4. And
Mm-hmm.
so they're gone. Yeah.
Right.
And you then take over the spot, which my hidden objective was like, that's tough,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and ultimately that was kind of the change. So remember that goes back to the Luger shot where my squad got broken by the sniper.
Right. Because the problem now is that's Doug's last, apart from the hero. That's his real leader. It's his only leader with actually a command radius of anything above zero is
Yes.
eliminated. So both leaders are lost. So that's going to be that's. But still, it's 6 points. Doug's 6 points up. I've got a bit more breathing space with just two objectives held instead of one. But sudden death could happen any time. So it was still.
Yeah. And in hindsight, it was critical because had I not done the Luger shot, the sniper wouldn't have come in, broken my squad, and then his route card would have not been playable, and I would have still had that 4 or 5 value squad in the hex. So it calls into question, does Mark actually advance in and melee? If
Hmm.
he does, I'm making a much better account of myself. And this is the beauty of Combat Commander. So many little tiny things. You don't know how it's going to play out. Yeah, I love that aspect of the game, although obviously here it worked against my advantage. So anyway, all
All
right.
right. So where are we?
So
Germans played a move.
I played a move card,
Oh, right,
and I
right.
believe the light machine gun here,
Yeah.
that squad,
Doug is going to make
I
a play
said,
for
well,
objective three here, which had me, to
yeah,
be honest, and I had no fire cards. I had nothing to stop him, and had me thinking that three was potentially the one he had. What his secret objective was, maybe three. Because at this point, I had no idea where Doug's secret objective was. But
right. So, and at this point, I was like, well, it's going to be really tough for me to take back 2, but I got a squad with a light machine gun right there. I got a shot. If I can move this squad up to 3, take 3, and then maybe bring the hero over to help me. And who knows, draw a couple ambush cards. And he's only got 2 leaders in the 2. So at that point, if my Volksgrenadier squad rallies, he's got 4 points against 2 box leaders, which would be 4 points. It's a roll off,
mm-hmm,
right? I got
mm-hmm,
an even shot.
right,
So that's kind of where we were at that point. So then I had a second move card. So I moved my hero into position, right?
mm-hmm,
He's out there. And then I had a recover card. So I think here my squad's feeling better. So it's all setting up for me. And I got this 6 point lead. So I know it's really only a 4 point lead, but I'm still feeling okay, right? So I'm still in my card burn mode. Um, so let's see. Here we go. Let's draw up
right. Doug thought about playing a third move
artisans.
card there and then didn't and took it back and just drew up. And then my cards were pretty
Yeah,
bad, lacking a fire card or a move card or anything useful. So I think I just discarded and then drew up again at
yeah,
this point. Yeah. So there, and then I got a couple of move cards out of that and a route.
right.
But nothing again, nothing fantastic. But
So here I play the move card that I just revealed, and Mark allowed me to pull back into my hand. And although that was legal because there was no information revealed, but later in the game, because again, these are just friendly practice games, and we're trying to keep the tension high. But technically, when you're playing a ladder game, if you take some action that causes a reaction by the opponent, that reveals information. You can't go back beyond that. And Mark's pointed it out. But again, in the practice games, he's pretty gracious about that. So here's the move card. The squad goes up. It takes
Yeah.
objective three.
Again,
You
no fire cards
um,
in my hand, despite that last discard and drawing up four. Oh, and
and I might
another
add for the
point.
viewers.
Yeah, just another
Go
point,
ahead.
Doug. The
Go ahead.
you can see access cards in the deck 15. So we're closing in on the next time check, which will be the first sudden death check.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'll point out the viewers can't see this, but I avoided the rookie mistake of moving without a recover card, right? That you'll recall in the very first episode for this scenario. That was what put me in a hole to begin with, all the way up here. And then I'm like, oh, I got a card. I got to
Oh
take advantage of it
yes.
rather than deferring. And I moved right up next to his mortar. He busted the crap out of me and I didn't have a recover card to immediately correct it. So here I did have cleverly hidden a recover card in my hand, but as at this point I didn't need it. I made it to the objective safely because he had no fire cards. So then I play a fire card to start implementing. I'm trying to maybe force a break, an elimination, something to get his two leaders out of objective two. Because if I can move into objective two with a sudden death bearing down on us, I can win,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Um,
This is nerve-wracking.
so we
Vasily
get
is
a
only a
seven.
6 as well. He's a very low morale leader. He's much better when he's broken, but he's fairly easy to break.
Yeah. So we get an event here. The event was suppress one unit in a hex with less than one cover. So I had to suppress myself. The hero took the hit. Um, so we start rolling dice. There was a sniper that did nothing. Um, let's see. I do the second fire attack with sustained fire. Rolled a low five for an 11. I think you rolled and you were fine. So burned some cards. That was about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Drew up. You play a move card. So let's see where you moved.
All right, Georgi here can see these two units here, and so we've got to do something about securing of your objective. So I think we're heading in toward objective two, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're about to find out. Oh yeah, I think this is where uh, you move, and I think I play. Yeah, there we go. I play an opportunity fire card
Mm-hmm.
out of the light machine gun here.
All right. Yes.
Let's see how that worked out. I don't think anything came of it. Um, yeah, I rolled a five. That's not going to do much. Um,
Yeah. So he gets safely into the woods over here, and then Georgi's on the move, moving into objective two. So I've got three Russian partisan leaders in objective two.
unbelievable, unbelievable. All right, so then you play another move card,
Yeah, my big guy
and
here, the band down here. I think about moving down the section of the band, but the band is with his five boxed firepower is going to come in and assist the leaders here in objective two. There he goes.
yeah, all right, and then you're drawn up, cleaned up, and then I did a discard, but I only discarded one card,
Mm.
right? Which gave Mark a lot to think about. What were your thoughts then, Mark?
Well, usually that's you're preparing for a melee, and you're keeping those ambush cards. So I assumed you were.
And you were correct. I had two ambush cards, and I had a route and a recover and a fire card.
Wow.
So, but it goes back to you. You play a fire card. I forget what you
Yeah,
did.
I'm just trying
Uh,
to. This guy here is shooting into here, but fairly ineffectively. Because the
yeah,
partisans, I kind of like my cards, but I was thinking, oh, well, if I routed you, I fired at you and broke you, I did have a route card. Then this is the German map edge, so you'd be quickly off the map potentially. but
Yeah.
that didn't work
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Didn't work out. Then you played a muster. Let's see how that
Over
worked
here,
out.
just to muster this guy again, just because of the partisans, if you want to have the cards cycle through your hand, you can, if you have to discard one, or you have to discard all your cards when you discard. So it was just really, I didn't particularly care about this guy over here. He wasn't doing anything, but just a matter of burning a card. But you can see I'm down to 17 and Doug's down to 5. So there's going to be two quick time checks in succession here, and yet I'm still 6 points down and not really, just too far away from, because I can't. Only one of these guys could move into melee here, so he's not going to do that. So I need to get this guy here close to here. But a lucky event comes to my aid pretty soon, as we'll see.
Yeah, I think you're right. So here we're messing around with uh the um the muster. That got happened. So you
Yeah.
completed the order, you drew up three. I play a fire card. Um so I'm firing into the stack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to break some of these guys to either prevent him from moving in advance or allow me, which I didn't have an advance card at this point. I just had those two ambush cards. And luckily I had a fire card that did not have ambush on it. So I could burn that. And so it's getting me these card burns again with the hope that I get some breaks in there. I don't think I really accomplished that. There's a sniper, that's always fun.
And that broke
This
your.
that was your sniper.
Is that's is that broken your?
Yeah,
Breaks the
you broke
hero.
Eagle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, broke the hero. So he's broken and suppressed, but you only rolled a three. So one of the guys broke in there. Um, and he rolled a second sniper to no effect.
Mm-hmm.
I then rolled an 11 for the second attack. Gave me a 15, which is pretty good,
Yep. Yep.
given you've got one broken guy there.
Here's
You rolled a
this
4.
might be the stealth
Go ahead.
event. This might be the event here. Let's see the event. Yes, stealth. So you'll watch the
Uh,
band here.
yes.
The band here. This is critical, actually. If you go forward, you're going to see where he goes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hang on.
That's
I
you,
forgot
Doug.
you not. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Yes,
Yeah. See,
indeed.
so I mean, talk about your chaos. He's in the midst of breaking, but he gets the event and it's stealth, which is the one event that really benefits him here because
Right.
it puts him within leadership range of his stack of leaders, which yeah,
Right.
you can see where that's
Within
going.
line of sight, which is leadership range, and
Yes,
so,
exactly.
but
So
there are
there's
you can see they're breaking there under that intense firepower.
yeah.
And oh, then I got Vasily here becomes a veteran.
Yeah,
That last
which
event, yes.
came which definitely helped.
Hmm. Hmm. So and because of my discards, which I'm getting burning through my not very good cards, I do happen to have an advance in my hand at this point, and more importantly, maybe a recover card.
Yeah, that was going to come to play. So the card decks here are basically mandating there's going to be two quick time checks.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's very interesting because again, I'm 6 points ahead and I've got four of the five objectives. So I played a route because I was trying to get some of his units off, but they're in cover. I don't think I moved anybody. I rolled an 8 with a sniper no effect, a 9.
And there's
And so I
time.
got a time check.
Right.
So we stop because we have to do the sudden death roll. And as I recall, um, it's a 4 or lower. Now you have the initiative card.
Correct.
So clearly I got to get through two die rolls. Very low odds it's going to happen, but you know, that's the game. Uh,
Yeah, and
I roll an 11.
failing on the first attempt, so I don't need to hand over the initiative card.
Exactly. So I then played a recover card to get the hero back to going. I think that worked out. And in the event, I drew an open objective chip. And this is where it
Right.
gets
This
interesting.
this
So you
this
see the
was.
chit right there, and I'm about to reveal it. I accidentally deleted it, but here is the reveal. All five objectives are now worth three VPs. I own four of them. So that's 12 points. A staggering blow,
Mhm.
right? I mean, how did you feel when that came out, Mark?
Well, given that and given the proximity of the time check, I could see my cards. I was about to have another time check, and this gives you a 9 points, and that takes it to plus 15 in your favor. So that was a bit of a blow. That was to the my that was a tough one.
That was a tough one. And I'm sitting here, Mark's my friend. I don't want to, do I don't want to spike the football, but yeah, I'm like, wow, I might finally win a game. Woo. So I draw that all resolves itself. I draw up three cards, again, holding the two ambush cards, right? Cleaned up the board. Let's see, you then play a recover card, which is perfect for this situation.
Yep, so
I
that'll
think you recovered everybody.
get rid of the suppression and or that's a veteran marker and Vasily's very likely to recover there because he's very good odds. So everybody's
Yeah,
back.
and we had another breeze, so the
Oh,
fires spread a little bit.
yes, it was the breeze 5, so down here the breeze is going to go. All right,
And
and then
then
this
you
is it.
played your
This
advance.
is the advance going for it. I have in my
Played the
hand.
advance.
Yeah, I have in my hand no ambush cards, but I do have one knife event, one knife action, I should say.
Yeah.
Do you
And I
did you
think you
still
then
have
moved.
the ambushes at this point, Doug?
Yeah, I
You did.
still got the two
Ah, okay.
ambushes. So you move your veteran leader in there.
Right.
So before anything happens, right? I got a pretty good, my best squad out there carrying a light machine gun, which doesn't factor into it. And you've got a band and a very good leader.
Mm-hmm.
Both of yours are bots, and your leader's a veteran.
Right,
So
right.
um,
So at this
it
point is
was it was
6 plus 3, 9 to 5 in my favor.
9 to 5, so
Plus
a
plus
plus
my
four
plus
differential.
plus my knife card, which is about to be played, so which I had in my back pocket.
Yeah.
But then all the ambushes start to happen, I guess. Oh,
Well,
and it was
well, before
interesting.
that, you got to draw up.
Right, and
You
what
drew
happened
up two
there?
more cards.
That was really good. I drew up, I think, might have been one or at least one, but maybe two no quarter cards, as you'll see in a minute. They might come in handy. So there's the
Yeah.
first
So
ambush.
so there's the first ambush. I
Uh,
think you broke the leader,
yes, yes, that's the best because the leader
and
broken
then
is
I
still
play
a
my
zero
second ambush.
boxed.
And this common mistake I used to make before I really learned the game from Mark, you don't have to pull both ambushes out at the same time. You play them one at a time to let them, kind of marinate in, well, which unit should I break?
Right.
Because if you play two ambushes, it might result in a different decision.
Hmm.
Um, so there was the second ambush,
So
and
the
you eliminated the leader,
right, I got lots of
right?
leaders at this point.
Which,
I got two more leaders waiting in objective two, and Vasily was the obvious one to break because the band is still pretty strong. The band is still at
yeah.
6.
So at that point, I'm like, okay, I pick up two VPs, one for the leader, and then they're doubled in the deal. So at that point, it made the scoring. I think it came down to +2
Mm-hmm.
because I had 5, you had 6, and he's a veteran 7. So it's a +2 differential, and Mark's holding the initiative card. So let's see. Yeah, so here we were just moving things around, checking things out. There's my two VPs. Then you play your knife.
Right.
So now it's a +3 differential.
Mm-hmm.
And then you roll a 9 as a time check occurs.
Plus six,
Right.
plus 2 differential, right? 6 plus 1 is 7, and you're at
Well, the
5.
knife made it 3.
The knife adds 1.
Yeah.
The,
So it goes from 2 to 3.
well, the band is 6, and then the knife makes it 7, and you're at 5.
Well, he was a veteran.
No, he wasn't a veteran.
Or no, the
That was
leader was a veteran. I'm
yeah, right.
sorry.
You were
The
watching the
leader was the
log
veteran.
before you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so +2.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
My
it's a good
bad.
roll. I'm happy, and remember I do have the initiative card, so I'm looking at pretty. Doug's going to have to roll pretty highly to beat that. He's going to have to roll a 10,
Yeah.
right?
So, oh, so actually, I think the time event, maybe this was the one where we
Yeah,
didn't
this
notice the
right,
time deck.
right. So we should have
You
reshuffled the
you
deck at this
played
point, but
knives.
no
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah.
We got
So
through
you
it. We
play.
got through it.
We got through it. It'll look confusing here on this video, but you played knives. That triggered what should have been a time event. Um, but then, well,
You
wait.
you could still
Then
roll.
how?
You could still roll, right? So if you just forward this just scroll forward, see what
Yeah, but
happens.
well, I'm looking at the chat and it says partisan goes hand to hand with knives, add one to melee roll, which implies the card was played. Then in the chat is time event. A deck has been depleted, but I don't think the time event actually triggered until you rolled.
Right, that's correct.
I think that's a little
Rolling the
cat.
9. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
rolling the 9 is what triggered it. So that's a little bit of a bug in the module because in the chat log, that time event should come after the partisan rolls dice 9. You see that?
yeah.
Hopefully the viewers can see that.
Hmm.
Anyway, um, so we always, before we do the time event, we mark what the roll would have been 16, which is a great number. Uh, I
So
rolled my, yeah. So
right,
here we didn't actually do the time event. We're just kind of,
right.
blissfully going forward. I roll a 3. You then play no quarter.
So yeah,
So
so
I'm
this is so here we
eliminated.
are. The Germans have lost the melee, so that's 4 points, and then there's a no quarter card played, which is another 2 points, and then actually two no quarter cards played. So that's an 8 point swing for the good
Yeah.
guys. So from 17 now we're back to 9, and I'm feeling well, I just need to survive this time check, and then maybe I'm still back in it. But
Yeah. But recognize we figured out in real time we should have done the time check before all of that.
well, the time check, my time check, I'm out of cards, and then you can still roll, and I had the no quarter cards in my hand. So I don't. There was no harm done, right? The game carried on. There was
Yeah,
no
yeah, no, we worked it out and we figured out there was no harm done anyway, because essentially when we did the actual time check, you safely made it.
right.
Which I think we're about to see as we did it. Although, yeah, I mean that was there we go. I think
That's the
9 was
time check
the
roll. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly. So it looks a little weird here in the replay, but yeah, we figured it all out
right.
and we were both satisfied with the result.
So at this point,
And it just goes to show you experienced players can make mistakes all the time.
yeah. Well, what the problem is, I have my audio turned off for the alert, so I don't hear the time checks on Vassal. But the now at this point, the melee is successful. Big points haul for the resistance. Both decks are refreshed to the axis of 59. I've got a full deck. So I'm thinking it's going to be a little while before the next time check. So I've got 9 points to win, and if I to gain, and every objective now that I can take back from the Germans is a 6 point swing. And if I eliminate a unit like this one up in 3 here, if I eliminate that Volksgrenadier, that would be a 10 point swing, and I'd be ahead by 1 point. That's what's going through my mind at this moment.
Yeah. And I'm realizing the same thing, that I can still win despite losing that big melee, not taking objective 2, and him surviving a second time check. I can still win, but I got to hold on. Now, you'll notice if you look carefully in objective 4, objective 5, and objective 1, I'd previously been able to dig in during time checks and place foxholes. So I'm sitting here having played the move card thinking, well, okay, where's Mark going to go? Right? Where's he going to go after me? And I was thinking it was objective 3, so maybe I better move Deedle over to objective 3, running the gauntlet of the two Molotovs. But then, and so I'll click forward. I started doing that and revealing information because Mark didn't do opportunity fire. And then I looked, I'm like, wait a minute. He's got this band down here and this section versus what he's got up here. They're in a much better position to because they can go screaming through the woods and to melee me there. Maybe I better move Deedle back down here.
Yeah,
So
the
Mark, being
problem with
gracious,
that,
allowed me to do that.
yeah, the problem with that, I was quite happy to have you go the other way because I've no leaders down there. The leaders are both here, and so I was
Right.
thinking that they're like these guys here are the obvious guys to gather together with this leader or Katrina and head off and take this place. So I was quite happy that
Yeah.
you
And
left it, but you had a tough choice to make if you.
yeah, well, and Mark, as he always does, was very very good about pointing out the rules. And technically, I should have gone forward, but he would allow me to go back the other way, which I thought was funny. But he's correct in terms of, again, newbie mistake in looking at the map and understanding the partisan leader rules, understanding the partisans can move through the wood at one MP. This was actually the objective that was at much more threatened than the one down here. So, but let me keep clicking, and you'll see he goes, and then he goes back. Now he's set, and then let's see. Yeah, I so here I was explaining what my thought was there. And then I played a fire card, which basically I had this stack to fire here. And so at this point, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, um, time checks at 6. If I can generate another one, and it's kind of far away, certainly for me, a little closer for the partisans, it would move to 7. And then I just got to get rolled a 6 or less, which is a little below odds, but certainly possible. Granted, he has the initiative card. That's what I was then kind of going for at that point because my units really weren't strong enough to kill him or anything. And again, if I had moved out of any of these, he had units nearby, and the way they can run through the woods, he would have dashed in. So I was kind of stuck. So let's see how it kind of plays out. Why don't you take the lead here, Mark, as I slowly click through? Because I think the rest of the game is more driven by what you were doing.
Right, so there's another stealth action there, which the as an event which the partisans benefited from moving this guy into here. But yeah, my plan is to take this unit. I can see this unit and to move up to here and combine with this unit and assault objective 3 and eliminate this unit for those 10 points, and that will give me a 1 point swing. And then of course I do have objective 2 in as well, giving me that extra peep. But at this point, I have no idea what Doug's objective is and how many points it's going to yield him. So it's still pretty
Right.
open,
True.
I think.
So my lead could be bigger. I know my
Right,
lead is less.
right,
So while Mark was explaining it, I clicked forward. He had to do a discard, which
right,
brought him down to 20 cards. I then do a fire, which again, it was 2 shots. I split the shot up. But he's only got one unit there in the target hex. So it's only burning one card,
right. And
right?
I think I have another. That was 3 artillery requests I had to throw away, and I think I have another discard coming up. Looking at my cards, they are not at all useful. Oh,
Right. And he got
yeah,
to inspect my cards here. I had a recover, a fire, and a route.
right. I threw
So,
away the
you know,
recover.
not a bad hand.
I threw away the
Yeah.
recover. I thought that might come in handy.
Yeah. So here, I'm just completing the fire attack. I'm drawing up. I
Yeah,
cleaned up.
I'm
You
discarding
then, as you
again.
just mentioned,
Right.
discarding again,
So now,
drawing up.
now I'm getting down to 13 cards, and I'm time's ticking by.
It is, and there in my fire, I was able to break his unit
Yes,
there, so
yes.
that's good.
And I still don't
Um,
have a move card in it after those cards I just drew up there. Still not don't have a move card. So
and then I played a route. So again, I'm trying to play cards that generate subsequent other cards, hoping for snipers and events to burn even more cards. So there was a route, which requires a route roll by him. He rolled an 8 and with a sniper, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is good. This is good. Um,
Route roll by
it
you.
resulted in a suppression, which was unfortunate, and that could have changed things had he. Um, anyway, drew up. You
Yeah,
played
that
a
well, that
move
that that
card.
unit is critical to my plan, so I had to, as it turned out. So it was just as well he didn't route off the map or route further away because I needed to get units closer to this unit, not further away, and I'm running out of time.
Yeah,
So yeah, finally got a move
there.
card, and that allows me to get closer with my big guy here. The band's coming up. The band of doom is coming closer, and now I can see. And this guy has got line of sight to this guy too. I think, yeah, and so I'm firing just to get rid of the fire card because I really want a move card. I have one advance card in my hand, so I don't want to discard. So now I just need one more move or one more advance card to get close to objective three, which is now broken by that fire attack, right?
Right. And that was a fire attack where Mark rolled an 8. And of course, I responded with a 4 and just barely broke. And note here, I don't have a dig in. There's no foxhole. So he's just out in the open with no cover holding the objective. So that at this late point in the game, that kind of hurt. Um,
So now
especially
it's really
since I didn't have a
interesting,
recover card.
right? It's an interesting race. You're trying to burn my card, burn my deck down, and I'm trying to get like it's like a slow motion one of these nightmares where you're trying to run and you can't. I'm trying to get closer and closer to you to to take the objective.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
tense at the time.
Oh, this was very tense. So let's see.
And by the
Mark
way,
drew up three.
I just drawn up the dream hand. I've got a move, I've got an advance, and I've got an ambush. Of my That's three of my four cards.
Yeah, and I can anticipate what he's going to do here, and so I discarded 4, um, in an attempt to get some ambush cards to defend myself and get a recover card. I still didn't have a recover card here, so I draw
What
up
was the fifth card you were holding on to?
a fire card
Oh, okay.
because I was still thinking I could fire,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so then when I draw up, I got two command confusions, another fire card with smoke grenades. I had a fire card with smoke grenades and artillery requests. So I discarded 4 and I got 3 useless cards. And I'm just sitting there crushed. I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna help me. Um, Mark plays his move.
Right, moving in for the kill. The Gorgi and the guy with Molotov there are both activated to move adjacent.
Yeah, he
And
moved to
oh,
Jason,
but
so I
there's
got to
op
play a
fire.
fire card, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is great. Right? He didn't get to do the advance followed by the advance. So, as I sit here, I can't use the machine gun because the squad is broken, but it's a 2 shot, granted into cover of 2. So it's going to burn 2 cards because there's the unit in there, the band and Georgie. And I rolled a 10 with a sniper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that burned another card. Of course, it
And
was
I
my
think I
card, but
remember where the
either way.
sniper came in, right? Didn't he? Oh, down
Uh,
there. Okay, right. Breaking that unit.
yeah, so
Yeah.
my sniper hit a unit, but one that was out of the action,
Mm-hmm.
so it didn't make any difference.
Right.
Created a little bit of a thrill. So he rolled an 8 and a 10 and survived, but he burned 2 cards. The second guy moved, so I think I got to fire again, right? Going to force another
Mm-hmm.
card draw.
Yep.
I rolled an 8, above average, but I'm starting with 2, so it gives me 10. He's moving and in cover. He only rolls a 6 and does a sniper. So it's another card that's going to get burned. So he's down to two cards, right?
And
And
breaks the guy down. The snipers are quite effective in this game. Yeah, down to two
wait,
cards.
was that? Let
Yep,
let
yep.
me go backwards.
I just broke this guy down here with that sniper in objective five.
Okay.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Because my squad in objective 3 was already broken.
Hmm.
So that completed the order. The partisans draw up. So here I am. He's got one card left, right? So I play a fire card thinking this is my one shot at a victory because if I can't get the time check, and it's tough odds because it'll be 6 or below that I've got to do twice in a row because he has the initiative card, but it's my last shot. So play the fire card, uh, target
Here we
Georgie and
go.
the band.
This is the key sniper here. This is the one I remember.
Yeah, big sniper. Let's see. So yeah, I rolled a 4, which is crappy. So it's 6. And then the sniper is right there, right?
And
What luck.
my
What
band,
luck.
which has
Combat
struggled,
Commander
my
Chaos.
band, which has struggled through the woods to get close to engaging with the enemy, is suddenly sniped. What a
He
blow!
loses his box,
Right,
loses his
right.
box.
It goes from
And I'm
6 down
thinking,
to 2.
wow. And so there he has to do the second morale check. And that's the time event, right? So I got what I wanted and I broke his unit. So I think we stopped here. We'll have to do a sniper coming back. We
Hmm.
do the time check. Um, so there the time check advances.
We
So
did it
Mark
right this
has to
time.
roll, yeah, a 6 or lower,
An
and he
8.
rolls an 8.
Right, so that's
So he survives the third time check in
third
a
time
row.
check. I was just going to say 3 times in a row without ever having to give up the initiative card.
Right. And so at this point, I'm like, oh, give me a break. Let's just, I was hoping to at least get the initiative card back to help me survive the melee. Right. But it was not to be. So, but what I was able to do with the time check was dig in. Right. Because I had to dig in. So I played that. So now at least I'm sitting in foxholes. Still never got my recover card, which was a little frustrating. Um, Let's see. I forget why you're. This was your sniper, right? Uh, or
That's
no, you generated. Oh, your
an
sniper.
event.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. On your sniper roll, it generated an event.
No, I don't think so. An event doesn't generate an event. That was another event.
Well, we must have made a mistake.
For
Well, you
No,
want to go back and figure it out?
we don't make mistakes. That's a fire order.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Wait. Now we're gonna go back and figure it out. Let's see.
So German digs
All right.
in, keep going, partisan rolls.
Partisan.
That's the time
Partisan
check.
rolls die 8. I
Yeah,
dig in.
right. Yeah.
I place the foxhole. You then do the sniper roll. Artisan draws
Yes.
hex C10. So
Yes.
that's down here in the south.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, right? C10. Hang on a minute. I'm checking something here.
Yep, that's down there in the
C10.
bottom left. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you roll a 4. That must have been for the second unit's
Oh
morale
yes,
check.
yes. You were firing at 2 units
That's
there.
what it
That's right.
was.
And that triggered an
Yeah.
event,
And that triggers the
which is a
event,
breeze.
which is then the breeze. Okay.
Right. And they moved finally to, yeah, still going in direction 5. All
All
right.
right, so that completed my order. I draw up and I take the coup de grace. I draw 3, again, hoping for an ambush or at least a recover card, and drew neither. Right? Got 2 command confusions I did draw 1 ambush. So I'm sitting there with an ambush.
All
Mark
right, so
plays his advance.
this is me moving in here. So the leader can move in, but I'm not, instead of taking the broken bandit, I'm taking the fresh. What is he? He's a troop. He's still a 4 boxed 4, so it's 5 firepower. So I'm sitting at 5 plus the boxed leader is another 2. That is 7 firepower compared to the broken Germans at 2. So, and plus,
Yeah.
I do have one ambush card in my
Yeah. So you can kind of see the way this is going.
hand.
So you complete your draw up, perhaps getting more ambush. Goes to my turn. You play your ambushes first. There's your ambush,
Yeah, just the one.
which,
Yeah. And then you played light
yeah,
wounds to stop your guy being just eliminated and also saved you a
right.
point. And then did you have you then played an ambush card, right?
Yeah. There we go. I then played an ambush.
Right. And then I probably
So
break the
just change the
leader.
numbers a little bit.
Right. I broke the
Yeah.
leader. And then
Yeah.
I rolled an
You
8.
roll an eight, an above average roll,
Mm-hmm.
giving you 14. I roll a six, slightly below average, but the differential was so big. So he gets killed, he dies. It gives you two VPs and
Plus,
objective three.
which
That
gives
was
me
a 6 point swing,
6. Right. Right.
which evened the score out. So
Right.
I'm sitting there thinking, well, I know what my secret objective is. I'm now two down and I got nothing. I can't move out of the other three objectives because you'll swoop in behind me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think at this point, we talked about it and I just decided to concede.
Right, right. Yeah, it was it was still because I at this point still didn't know where Doug's secret objective was, so I was thinking, well, it's still if he was sitting on something which is worth 2 or 3 points, mine was only worth 1 point, so it was still possible he could win. But now you're looking at it, we've had two time. He's got half his deck left. My deck is fresh, and again, Doug's in this situation of, as he said, if he moves out of one of his three remaining objectives, then I've got people can run up and take one through the woods, and so it was.
Yeah. Now the only and as I'm sitting here thinking now, since Mark was sitting there with unknown objectives, if he had decided, wait a minute, Doug's holding a secret objective that gives him a couple points, four, five, or one. I need to force the action.
Hmm.
Had he, you know, taken this unit, he had a leader close by. Had he tried to come over here, yeah, who knows? It's crazy. Maybe so there's some deal where he decides he needs to melee. Um, because I think it would have been hard while I'm dug into foxholes to use fire attacks to kill me. But you never know. That could have changed things, and maybe that was worth playing it out. But um, I don't know. I didn't think Mark would do that, and I knew that I couldn't do anything, and that I was 2 points down, so I conceded. I don't know. Maybe in hindsight, we should have played on.
Yeah, you never can tell. I mean, you could have got that point. The Either of us could have got the card which would have awarded. If you'd got a card which would have awarded you a point for enemy eliminated units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you would have got 8 points, for example. Um, but it was so it could have gone either way. I think even at this point, although it was leaning heavily towards the partisans, because I would have brought large numbers of troops down um, to ensure help to hopefully overwhelm the Germans, because yeah, they're all isolated. They can't really support each other, right? Because
Right.
if I was to move over to get this one, and then you move this guy out to help, then these guys would come in and grab the foxholes, and so
Yeah.
interesting. But still, it was it was
Well,
it was a
and
lot of
it's
fun. I was so far behind at one point. What was it, 16 or more points behind, with the time running out. And when you got the objective awarding you 3 points for all the three VPs for all the objectives you held. That was a moment when I thought, oh no, this is not going to go. This is not going to end well. And yet, for it to turn around so dramatically with the 8 point swing on the melee, that was that was a combat commander
yeah.
moment, to be sure.
Yeah, well, that and like you just said, the objective U uniform that I drew, it was just wild swings of emotions and very tense. And there was always a shot, and it's only now in hindsight that I'm like, well, maybe that kind of chaos continues. You never know what's going to happen. Clearly, there's some moves left here at 31 and 26. Maybe there's a way for the Germans pick up another objective hex or something, and wildly they come back for victory. It's certainly conceivable, but I don't know. I had experienced a range of emotions, and and I'm sometimes too quick to concede. I think that's a fair comment.
A
I
failure,
think
failure, a morale. You failed your own personal morale check, as they say.
yes, that's a good way to put it. So. But all in all, a good game. I
Yeah,
think in the finest traditions of the chaos of
yeah.
Combat Commander, and hopefully useful for Battlefield banter followers and viewers to pick something up that aids in the strategy as they play games.
Right, right.
That's the whole point
Show
of
them
it.
what not to do. That's our main goal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty good at doing that. Although and that's the thing, in reflection, I thought we both played a pretty good game. There, other than my move at the very beginning, my setup and that first move, I didn't really make any bonehead mistakes. It was pretty rock solid play. I was pretty happy with it. And coming away, I'm like, yeah, I'm becoming a better player.
Right. I
So
think
and that makes for better
with
games.
the partisans, I didn't really group the power of the partisan leader when everything he commands every unit in line of sight. It's really powerful. They can move a lot of units from a large distance away, and I didn't really make a lot of use of that. Of course, the line of sight in this map is very restrictive, so it's hard to do that. But I felt I should have sat back a little more and amassed a greater a grouping of units which I could activate them all at once with my. But that's one thing I was thinking about as I watched back my
Yeah.
own videos. Yeah, it's still a tremendously fun game, and it's always a challenge because we play the resistance so rarely. But it's a very good. I like it. You mentioned it right at the beginning, Doug. It wasn't your favorite expansion. Has your view changed at all after this game?
Well, I had a fun time playing the game. We'll soon find out. I'm playing my official ladder game as the Partisans this weekend over the 3-day ML King weekend. So, if given a choice, I'm probably going to pick the expansion Leader of Men. Those tournament games, or maybe the Paratrooper expansion. I like playing with the American paratroopers. It's just more fun. They're more powerful units. But I like testing myself and improving as a player. And when you get different tactical infantry situations, you kind of improve your game overall. So yeah, I was very happy with this game. I thought it played well. So
Hmm.
we'll see if I can carry that over into my own ladder game this weekend.
All right. Well, good luck with that. And with that,
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
maybe
and
sign
one
off.
comment that kind of, yeah, well, let's sign off. But that gave me an idea. I'd love to hear comments if anybody's here to the bitter end. Would you like to see Mark and I rank our favorite expansions in the Combat Commander series? That might be kind of fun to do.
We'll look for your comments on that one,
Yeah.
or any
Good deal.
comments.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Any comments would be good.
thanks everyone for listening and watching, whoever's out there still. And we'll get this posted, and then subscribe, and you'll get notified of all the new stuff, new good stuff coming along on Battlefield Banter.
Awesome. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye bye.